I remember my time in Blucher. People used to take care of the street outside their gate. They used to pick the rubbish up and sweep it out. If your neighbour wasn't well, you used to do theirs as well. People had time and pride them days. You used to give a few tatties to your neighbours to help them out for the Sunday dinner. You used to hide behind the settee when the provy man used to call. You went to your neighbours to get warm. You used to walk up the back street. You could smell gravy granules all the way. You used to be able to tell who was having dinners and not. You used to call everybody Mr. or Mrs. You never knew the first names. Watching the old men go to the club on a Sunday. Getting chased off Jesse Taylor for playing football. Ken Lauderdale walking his dog. Jackie Saffaway going to the church. You went out early them days. You didn't come back till it was dark. There was plenty of things to do them days. You used to go into Workers to watch the fireworks. Never need dramas. You knew your neighbours. You spoke to strangers. You knew where you couldn't go, but you went anyway. Brenda beat, say hello. But I guess it was a different time then. Stay in the garden at Blucher Chinese for a bag of chips. Going to Sunday school for your pocket money. If you blink driving through, you might miss it. I'm talking about Blucher. As you walk up some of the streets now, settees dumped outside waiting to get picked up. CCTV, you can't trust nobody now. Couples working long hours, can't wait to get you home to watch Netflix. Worried about what people say on Facebook. All these fields, all this land. The kids are sitting in the bedroom watching YouTube. I guess it's different times now. Waiting for the council to clean the streets. There's no queues at Blucher Chinese now. It's all online. Blucher's built on call. Built on old. But I've got some stories to tell. As you walk along the line towards Leamington, there's a lot of stories and a lot of tragedies that's happened along this line. Many years ago, there was a guy called Ralphie Sowerby, known locally as Middle Ralphie. Everybody knew him in the village. The kids looked up to him, including me. He used to tell everybody that he wouldn't walk along the line because he used to hear people talking to him, people's voices. You would say that he could see things that people didn't. I'm not trying to make this video as a ghost video or telling ghost stories. Many years ago, I used to live in Leamington. I used to live at Ingo Street. I used to come out Blucher Club, full of the beer, and walk along the line at past 11 at night, pitch black. I never seen out, but you just had that feeling that people were watching you. People were staring at you. That's the only time I had that feeling. There was a young lad. His surname was Watson. He was playing along the line. As the engines were shunting the tubs up the line towards Blucher, he didn't see them coming. They rolled right over him. Gone and forgotten. Catherine Hutchinson from Leamington in the 1950s. She was found on the tracks, dead. The police thought that she just got knocked over, but realised the pitmen were on a shutdown. There had been no work going on for about 2 weeks. Somebody strangled her. Just left there, all alone. There was a guy arrested for the murder, but was acquitted. They never found her killer. Thomas Armstrong, he was 38-year-old. He was a miner at Blucher. He was funded along your deed. As you walk towards Blucher and you come to the end of the line onto the road, there used to be a railway cottage. It was knocked down in the 70s. Richard Metcalf was driving doing Lamp Row ends down towards Blucher. His brakes failed. It's happened them days. Nothing like the lorries or the cars today. Eva Wilson was opening the gates, and Metcalf just went straight into her. She had no escape. There's a lot of great names, a lot of great people that's walked through these doors, the Blucher Club, through the years. The bar used to be packed. Ken Green upstairs, Matty Dodds playing darts, Billy Forrester at the bar, LCL flowing out, Harry Scallon, Frankie Story, Brendan Dugan, Michael Hodges, Richard Wilson. He was a secretary for 20 years. He was the manager along No 4 Bottle Pit. Billy Foster, there's a name. He was an electrician doing the pit. He come a member in 1948. He done all the odd jobs around the club. He even fixed the roof. William Stevenson from Callington. It was Christmas Eve. He was arguing with Thomas Dodds. Just where you gone for a cigarette now? Stevenson felt the ground, hit his head off the curb. He was took to hospital, but he died. Dodds got put on remand, but later acquitted of manslaughter. Who remembers Blucher Shop? Mary and Bridget Lynch. All its life in Blucher, there's always been an ambulance station. The original ambulance station was around the back next to the pit. It was opened by Frockley Colboard. When I was a kid, Martha used to be shouting for little Ralphie, Auntie Pauline asking if you seen more Sean, Darren Lord cutting the lawn, helping Miss Paisley up the street, Billy Bisbit. He was a war hero with his friend Jack Rigg. Jackie Hayes used to tell us stories about the pit when you lived in the cottages around the back, where the electric station is now. Mrs. Waters, sitting by the roadside with her dog Jude, watching the world go by. In the 1970s, the houses at North Orbit were getting knocked down, too old, would cost too much money. They come to Blucher Village. 130 families stood up and fought for that village to remain. Blucher refused to die that day, and the houses come modern. The outside netties, all fires ripped out. We even got hot water. At one time, Blucher had a betting shop. As you walk through Blucher now, remembering names from the past. Keaton, Bell, Foster, Watson, Hardley, Baxter, Boy. You had the Riggs, the Safawaits, the Becks, the Bates, the Tates, the Walkers. You've still got the Dowlands. We used to go and do samples, do Newburn. On a Saturday, and get a bike for a £5. Used to be our weekend a while, but the bike wouldn't come back. You had the Taylors, Selvleys, the Doon Derby now, the Sowerbys, Raymond Safawaite. Used to drive about for the Co-op. Dodgy Derek fixing your car. Peter Cairns having a tab. June Wright gone on tour with the band. As memories fade away and all families go, as Mickey Scott takes his last drink, Porter, Carter, Little, Campbell. Do you remember when the allotments was the pride of the village? Isabella Bell from Spencer Terrace, playing around the ollies, going down the low, drinking 2020 in the park, hiding behind the punter. Alan Boyled, that was a tragedy. Sean Allwood, he was only young. He was coming from school that day, as we were singing around the mountains, on blucher trips, riding righty buses, colour coats Wilty Bay, Sunman lights, sea hooses. There were canny little trips what I can remember. Mary Graham crossing that zebra crossing that day. The Fullington family, Keith Bell up Simpson Terrace, the Stevensons, Cravens, but it's just names from the past. Playing football behind the White Hut, camping out but didn't have a tent. Mrs. Nixon from 22 Boyle Terrace went to her sister's wedding doing Warbottle. At the time of her sister getting married, her husband was under coal as the stones were falling down on him, where he died just under that rock. The Naffin family, Dixon family, Bateman, Joblin, Marion and Tommy Douglas. Stalling cars in the green doors, Captain Wilkin, praises the Lord, the Scallon family, Herbie taking the miners for a ride, on the Anderson bus, the Foresters, the Wharton family. If you enjoyed this, please follow me. Thank you.